Hi, and welcome back. My name is Antonio Seri from CRRNTN.com. Continuing the series Hollywood movie title, today we realize the Sherlock Holmes 2 animation. In the first part, in Cinema 4D, we will create and animate the logo, lights and materials. Then, in the second part, in After Effects, we will composite all video sequences, render, and make color correction to complete our project. Open the file. Start. The file is ready for our tutorial. We have 4 groups of layers: letters, logo, the rectangular bases of the letters, the slogan. With all the letters that make up the various groups, renamed and grouped for easy animation work. And finally we have the group shadows letter. I will show you after its useful purpose in this amazing animation. I recreated all the letters of Sherlock Holmes 2 logo, with 2D drawing tools. I imported in the background, the reference image, taken from a frame of original video. The same procedure was used to design the basic rectangles, and the slogan A Game of Shadows. If you do not want to redesign the logo, you can use the font family Clarendon. In this case the style, bold, or black. And for the slogan, style condensed. Okay, let's proceed with the first step. Insert the instrument Extrude NURBS on all groups and activate the function Hierarchical. For the logo, depth is -15. With fillet cap 5 and 4. Activate the check constraint. For the letters bases we have step and radius, 5. With depth 40. Finally, for the slogan group, depth -10. With steps and radius, 5 and 1.5. Perfect. Let's proceed with the second step by entering the lights. The system of lights used in this project is composed of a frontal area, with a size same as that of the logo. An omni light, positioned at the top, to define the upper bevel of the logo. Together with a duplicate arranged laterally, to obtain an incredible result. Very nice. These lights have the shadows map, with intensity from 50 to 100. I show you in detail their positions in the scene. Very simple. Now we talk of BG light in the background. This light, a spotlight type, creates a volumetric light, which completely wraps the logo from the back. the color, 252, 249, and 242, creates a shade slightly ink black. Obviously it is set on visible, and has these position coordinates. To give an oval shape, must be to change aspect ratio to 0.9. But very importantly, on the visibility panel, if we activate the gradient, we can simulate a sphere in the center. Finally, with the noise, we can give a wavy shape as we like. Now we describe how to obtain defined shadow around the letters of the logo. To do this, I duplicated the layer of the logo. I applied an extrude NURBS, with a more evident bevel to wrap all the letters. Check constrain with step 5 and radius 7. Finally I turned down everything slightly. And I applied a tag compositing with seen by camera disabled. It is not visible to the camera, but it creates the shadows in our project. Proceed with step materials. This is our set of materials. Before it is very important to change the settings of our project. If we render, volumetric light and materials, have the basic function on Cinema 4D. But if we change on project settings, gray blue with 80% gray, disable the linear workflow, and disable input color profile. We have the correct final result. Great. View with the camera front base to -1920. Perfect. The materials used in this project are based upon those of amateur media, but with the changes for the new version of the logo. For the base of the logo was applied the Rubens. This is a duplicate of that of the rectangular bases, but made darker by the filter. On the bump was applied a rock texture, with these parameters of the filter. Fabulous! Specular has low values, because our surface has to reflect little light. The old chrome material is applied only on the front of the logo with selection C2, and on the text slogan. I changed the saturation. You can always change the parameters to obtain a result that you like. On reflection, the value is 16, with Fresnel texture. The bump has a noise, to make the surface more satin. Finally, specular has these values. There are two versions of the material chrome, in this case must be applied the more light color, for a result as the original one. To make the surface more dirty and scratched, we can apply this material, derived from body letters, but with applied alpha. Very important, specular must be uncolored with these values to give our logo a very vintage style. For the logo shadows, I added a simple material with black. For rectangular bases, has been applied a texture metal with gamma to 2, with these settings bump, always with the same texture, and the same specular of the first material. F. Finally, to make the surface rougher, I obtained a duplicate of the material with alpha with textures rock. The overlap of the two materials is epic. Follow on video the settings. On the text slogan, were applied the materials with the same procedure as the logo, but with the roughness more clear, on the basis of letters, and have the chrome material more clear, only on the bevel, with R2 selection. This is our result. Before proceeding with the animation of letters of the logo, we must separate the different groups of layers, except for the slogan, by pressing the C key, and group separately, letter by letter, logos, shadows and base rectangular. This procedure will require a couple of minutes. It is important to set on each letter the pivot to the center, to easily work on the animation. Now we speak of this sequence. Our animation takes about 72 frames. You can lengthen or cut somewhere. Do as you like. The sequence of all the letters is simultaneously accompanied by a simple camera animation. The camera creates the dynamics of the movement, because the letters have a sequence very fast and precise, to move to the end and make the logo. The camera, start with Z-670, to arrive at frame 32, with -2090, and complete the movement from frame 72, with -1920. Meanwhile, the text of the slogan is revealed with an interpolation of rotation H, to -90 degrees, from frame 32 to frame 48. This is accompanied by the extrusion depth, from frame 32 to frame 41, and the tag visibility from frame 33 to 0, from frame 38 to 100. Looking carefully, the original animation, the 10 steps of the camera reproduce the animation, between frame 0 and 32, with different angles. This gives the impression that the sequence is very long, but it does not. This movement squared at random, can be obtained with the module fracture and random effector. But if you want the same movement as the original video, I show you the scheme of animation of all the letters. Enjoy the show. Okay, we can proceed with the parameters of the 10 camera, to get various video render of our animation. You find them inside the folder Split Step Animation. The file, which shows the whole sequence, without interruption, is Full Animation. The first camera, start from frame 7 to frame 13, and has a small animation on the x-coordinate is rotated to -90 and 5 degrees. The second, start from frame 0 to frame 6, and always has a little animation on the x-coordinate is rotated to 70 degrees. The third, start from frame 8 to frame 11, no animation is rotated to -39 and 55 degrees. The fourth, start from frame 8 to frame 11 is rotated to 10 for a view nearly front. The fifth camera, start from frame 15 to frame 20, and has a small animation always on the x-coordinate is rotated to 70 degrees. The sixth, start from frame 6 to frame 10 is perfectly front. The seventh, start from frame 14 to frame 19, has no animation is rotated to -44 and 59 degrees. The eighth, start from frame 11 to frame 15, no animation. This is also the front. The ninth, start from frame 9 to frame 14, no animation is rotated to -34.3 and 36.7 degrees. Finally, the 10th camera, is taken from full animation, but the animation start from frame 21 and ends at frame 72. We proceed with the rendering of the various parties. No need here to apply GI and ambient occlusion. You only need the alpha channel for logo and slogan. Proceed with After Effects. These are the videos that we need. We open the project. The first step is put in sequence the 10 videos of our animation. The second step sees the creation of a mask, which serves to darken the lower part of the background. With a simple sequence of mask path, I applied a feather to 250, and an opacity to 80. To reset the presence, I have inserted above the logo video with the alpha channel. The same procedure for the slogan. I also added a shadow, with drop shadows with distance 13, softness to 54, and exposure to 0.3 and 0.9. As the global color correction, I applied on a layer adjustment, the Triton effect, with these values on midtones. You can improve the exposure in the various videos as you like. We proceed by inserting the lens flare. As we can see, each part of the video has a different strategic position of the effect. Let's see in detail the various positions. This is the lens flare that I got with optical flares. We set the layer to add mode. As in the original video, I added on videos 1, 2, 3 and 5, an initial background, with a solid layer light yellow, length 1 frame. To complete and obtain a light DOF on our animation, I duplicated the whole composition. I inserted a lens blur with value 23. And inside I applied a oval mask, on inverted. You can insert the feather value that you like. Very cool. must be present only in the first part of our animation. We complete with the audio files and proceed with the final rendering. This is the result of our animation. Very, very good. Okay, I remind you the next appointment for the tutorial on the movie title Mission Impossible 4. Another incredible animation. I hope this tutorial has been to your liking. By Antonio Seri from crrntn.com. Cheers.